just put my thoughts into a video before I forget. So this video gonna be on how to regain your softness or femininity after being in survival mode for a long period of time due to whatever circumstances it is. For example, like a toxic relationship that causes you to lower your softness or femininity due to certain things you're going through in that relationship. For example, like my last relationship was very unhealthy for me. So I was never soft. I was always in survival mode. I was always on edge. I was always angry. And, you know, I'm inherently soft, or women are inherently soft for the most women. We are. That's in our nature or whatever, you know. But I was never expressing my true form because of unhealthy circumstances and things of that nature. But, so I want to talk about the things that I've been doing that have been bringing me back to my true self. And I'm naturally getting back there because it's just who I am. And since the trauma is gone, I'm naturally reverting. But I've been reverting harder than normal for some reason. I don't know. But some of the things that I've been noticing that have been helping me become my true purest self are, well, the main thing, or the first thing, was going no contact with whoever is causing trauma in your life, because all the other stuff's not gonna work if you continue to entertain anything that's bringing you away from your true self, like no matter what it is or who it is. So you have to go no contact, or else nothing gonna work, and you're gonna keep falling back to the same cycles or whatever the case may be, because that is the root cause, and you got to get rid of the root cause. And then all of the things that resulted from the root cause you can work on. So that's what I noticed. That really helped me, like, for real, because no matter what I was trying before I removed the root cause, everything else it worked for a little minute, but then as soon as I get triggered again because from the root cause, everything, like all the hard work just diminished, and I just gotta start over again. So yeah, really the root cause is first thing. So you gotta go no contact. After that, well, everything else is not in order. These are just things that I do. So the root cause gotta be first. That gotta be it. That's really it for real. Everything else can fall into place. So the root cause, that's what I did first. Had to go no contact, because then you can see things for what they really are. And, you know, so the root cause, removing it, going no contact. Other things that I do now that I notice bring me internal peace, make me feel soft and things of that nature, are being close to God, praying, crying, but of course, you know, since we removed the root cause, we're not crying to that person. We could be crying to God, we could be crying to ourselves. Expressing your emotions is definitely going to help you to be in tune with yourself. And we as women are naturally emotional, you know what I mean? So crying, praying, expressing your internal emotions and not holding them in, even though it can be painful, but that is going to help. That is what you have to do. It's like purging out, you know, all of these traumas and letting them go, and expressing, you know, all those hurt feelings, so eventually they can, like, flow down the river and be gone, you know, because you can't just, they're not going to just disappear. So the crying, the praying, like fasting, things of that nature, or meditating, or talking to God, you know, asking for the courage to be, you know, who you really need to be, and asking him to help you heal and things of that nature. So I guess that could fall under the category of I'll just say letting it all out. I'll say, okay, so remove the cause, let it all out. Another thing is celibacy, because the last thing you want to do is get right back into some type of relationship that is sexual when you in a vulnerable place or a mindset, and it's not good for you to go straight into that. You know, you need to learn discipline, you know, and allow yourself to hold on to those sexual urges or feelings or emotions and save it for somebody that is, what's the word? Somebody that is worth giving your body and soul to. And really, you should be waiting till you're married, for real, because till you marry in a healthy relationship, because it takes time to really see who people are. And when you know that you already got taken out of your true nature because of a human that wasn't aligning with you, you don't want to get back into nothing super quick. You don't want to open your body, your spirit, and your womb up to anybody else yet until you can see who they really are. And really, it takes a long time to see who somebody really is. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm waiting till I'm married. I don't see myself doing it anytime soon, even though I have urges and things of that nature. But, you know, I pray about it. I do what I have to do on my own. You know what I mean? So, you don't want to rush into that, because that is the least, that's the least important thing right now. It's really me not doing it with no one is really helping me harness all that energy and put it into myself and God and things of that nature. And that's really important at a time when you're vulnerable and emotional and all that, and, you know, feeling our emotions and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? To make sure we're not going straight to doing that. Alright, so those are the first three things we have. Letting it all out, removing, going no contact, celibacy. Other little things that I do include things like singing. Singing really makes me feel feminine. Like, I love my soft voice. I love expressing, and not just singing any music, but R&B or old school music that have meaning and express certain things. I'm gonna make a whole little video about music that makes me feel soft, like soft R&B music, soft girl music type of thing. I'm gonna make a video about that too. But singing certain music that can make you feel like you are still womanly, you are still valuable, you are, you know, some artists show their value for a woman through their music and some artists don't. So singing music like R&B music, like old school music, you know, Raheem Devine type music, Jaheim type music, who else? People like them. Raheem Devine, Jaheim, Kim, even R. Kelly. I still love R. Kelly. I don't care. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, actually. I'm not correlating his actions with his music, because there's no way that I could not like his music no more. I'm not sorry, actually. So yeah, like Raheem Devine, Jaheim, R. Kelly, Kim, Isley Brothers, Frankie Beverly and Mays type people. All of that music makes me feel real feminine and soft. Even other artists, for example, SZA sometimes. I don't listen to mainstream that much, but SZA is really emotional and soft in some of her music, and I can resonate with some of the new stuff too. Yeah, singing really makes me feel. It makes me feel like a woman, and that's something that I do a lot now that I am out of that survival mode state and I'm in my softer state, and it enhances my soft feelings or enhances my womanly characteristics. That's how I feel when I sing. I feel like a woman. So singing. What's another thing? I guess another thing I do is do things alone, because it gives me time to feel all these things or think about all the things I'm going through. Bro, what the? it gives me time to think about all the things I'm going through, understand myself more, have a quiet mind, and not be influenced by outside sources on anything, because, I'm able to see things clearly. So that's another thing. Isolate yourself to an extent sometimes, not always being around people, because that can be like a band-aid for your trauma, because you are not facing your trauma head on, but instead you're band-aiding it with other people that you love around you all the time. And sometimes you got to be alone to really heal, So that's another thing. What else is up? I was just about to say something else too. So the band-aiding thing, no, don't want to do that. What else was I just thinking? I was just thinking it too. Until somebody texted me, then I forgot it. What was I just thinking? Did I really forget that quick? Okay, well, another thing is candles. Candles make me feel really soft. They smell good. They give, especially when you in a shower. Taking a shower at night in the dark with like a couple candles or even one candle lit, it really makes you feel calm. It gives a good ambiance around you, and it smells good and soft. And they smell good. I usually use like candles that smell like floral or like cotton or stuff like that. Softer scents make me feel really womanly, and it's really everything that brings you peace in the inside, because that's really the main issue. Like, whenever women are not internally at peace, they are not soft like they should be, or like they are in their true form. You know what I mean? So it's really all the things I'm talking about all bring you inner peace, and it's really about having inner peace. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what it all boils down to. Another thing is forgiving yourself. Sometimes you keep beating yourself up about the things that you went through, things that you let happen to yourself, and that can make you feel like you're not worthy of internal peace, or you're not worthy of anything outside of that hard, angry version of yourself, or you shouldn't, or you just not comfortable being her because you're so used to being the other version. But you are meant to be her, and regardless of what you went through, you can forgive yourself for those things. Everybody make certain choices that might not be ideal, but you don't have to stay in that you don't have to stay on that path. You can always change the trajectory of the way your life is going. You know what I mean? So you can forgive yourself for those things, give yourself hugs, take care of yourself, rub your own feet, or massage your own feet, or go get a massage, or take a bath, or oil up your body. Make sure you never ashy. Make sure your lips are never dry. Make sure your hair is always cute. These are things that can really make you feel like a woman. Regardless of if you're feeling kind of bad internally, externally taking care of yourself will subconsciously start making you feel better. That's what I noticed. So that leads into self-care. Self-care is really important. And you definitely feel like a woman when you start taking care of yourself the way that you were meant to do. And when you are in survival mode, the last thing on your mind is self-care. You're not even worried about self-care. You're worried about surviving. Especially if you're in a physically or emotionally or spiritually abusive relationship. You're not even worried about making sure your skin not dry, making sure you smell fresh, and making sure your body not aching because you're not stretching your body and all of that kind of stuff. So That's important, you know. That's real important, taking care of yourself. And then all of these things will start to happen when you just slow down and take a break from everything that's not serving you. You know, you gotta let go of that. You gotta go, no contact is first, because without no contact, your mind gonna be completely bombarded with all type of extra things that it don't need to be bombarded with, and you won't be able to focus on nothing that's really important in your life. So yeah. I think that's all I really got. What else do I got? Being out in nature is really important as well. Going on walks by yourself in nature when it feel nice outside without no phone in your hand and all that, when you can just smell and listen to like birds outside and feel the fresh air around you and be alone with your thoughts and be able to understand the things you're feeling and just be able to be at in a quiet space and at peace and stuff like that. That's really important when it comes to coming back to your true self, because really you are meant to be at peace. You're meant to be not clouded by all type of intrusive thoughts that can harm you and make you feel less than yourself. You know what I mean? So all of that is important. So I notice when I go on walks and stuff, I feel better. I feel more like myself. And I feel more inclined to make better choices for myself and for my life. Another thing is, if you have kids, I noticed that being with your kids and being 100% present with your kids can make you feel more soft as well. And I mean not being on your phone. I mean just listening to your kids talking back to them and looking at them and being 100% present in them and you at the same time. Because like you never even really know how good that can make you feel as a woman or as a mom or as even a dad or anything. This can apply to man and woman, really. When because men can be in a more feminine state and they cannot be, you know, in their true form because of something they're going through too. So I guess it can apply to both people, but I'm really talking about women right now, but it can apply to both. Me being around my daughter 100% and putting my phone down, putting on a charger, leaving it somewhere else, or plugging it up in the kitchen and going in the room, and we laying down and going to sleep and stuff, and she talking and being goofy and happy and all that, and she's so happy because I'm really 100% present with her, and I'm happy because she making me feel at peace, because this is my daughter, my little mini me, that really brings happiness in my life. So that's really important. If you do have kids, your kids really can heal you, and you can really help nourish them by being 100% present in their life. So that really makes me feel more womanly and soft and more, because you know, naturally I want to nurture, I want to be a woman, and if I am 100% present with my daughter, I am naturally being nurturing. I'm naturally doing what I was created to do, which is nourish and help grow my seed and myself and my family. And even if my family only includes my daughter, my immediate family like that only includes my daughter, then that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like I'm at home spiritually when I am nurturing my daughter. So I feel more like a woman. So I think that's all I got, y'all. I want to make this into a video even though I'm not showing my face, but yeah, because this was really good, and I'm really mad that my face not on it because I was driving and I don't know how to set my phone up. But okay, y'all, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for listening to me, and I'm still gonna post this because it's actually straight fire. Like, let's be real.